on computer. So right, now let us take a look at once again how to connect to the folder connector. So how we can work with the folder connector as a source, and also we will see to that how we can use the same option on Power BI Cloud Service. Okay. Here I just click on it, and here what I'll do is I'll just quickly click on the more, and we will connect to the folder. So we know the folder name already. It's in my system. I have a folder by the name of NC Daily Sales. This is where I kept my Excel files. Okay, and here instead of keeping the CSV files, I kept the Excel files. And these Excel files, each Excel file itself have more than one sheet in it. Look here, you have sheet 1 here, and then you have sheet 2 here, right? Sheet 1 and 2 sheets are there. To sheet 1 and sheet 2. And sheet 1, you can see that in total 19 records. In sheet 2 also we have 19 records. If you exclude the top one, this is your column header, right? So column header. And so here 18 records plus 18 records, excluding the column header, row ID order. So this is where the actual data starts, isn't it? So out of 19, if you subtract 18 records, 18 plus 18, 36 records are there in the single sheet. Similarly, if you go and check it here, there is another subfolder called APR. In this APR file, also we have 2 sheets here. Okay, 2 sheets. Here also we have 36 records, both the sheets put together. This is how the data was given to you. What you need to do is you need to combine these 2 files, the apr.xls file and the june.xls file into a single file. Each file have 2 sheets in it. So 2 plus 2, 4 sheets in total should get combined. So what am I going to do? How am I going to do? So I just click on the folder connector. I just put this folder name here. This is my main folder. The advantages of the folder connector is, even if you keep the files in the subfolder of NC Daily Sales, it goes and picks up the files automatically from the subfolders also, not only from the main. This is the main folder. In this folder, we have 1 file is available. And also it has the capability to go and pick up the files that are available under the subfolders also automatically. We don't have to specify the subfolder name. And other advantage of folder connector is you don't have to load each and every file, one after another. So you typically what we do is we click on the get data and click Excel file. If it's an Excel file, we click on the once again. So if you want to load an Excel file, you need to click on the Excel workbook connector. So here you specify you go and load the Excel file. So in this case, what you do, you go and locate. For example, if I click on this, you'll go and locate in which folder, which file you need to load it, right? So if your manager have given 100 files, you need to go and click on each and every file 100 times. That is a painful job. So rather they have given an option called the folder connector. All you have to do is you need to specify the folder name. That's it. Look here, I'm going to select in this file. We have an option called folder. I just specify the path name here. And I'm going to hit OK. Look here, it automatically picked up the files. All the files that are available under the NC Daily Sales, and also the files that are available under the subfolder called APR. Okay, now what I do is I have various options here. Cancel, where if I click on cancel, these files will not get loaded, nothing will get loaded. And transform data, if I hit this button, it will take me to my Power Query editor. And we have another option called combine and transform data. So what this option does is it combines these 2 files and then it will open the Power Query editor. We don't want that to happen, because if any error data record are there in this Excel file, when you do combine upfront, there could be chances it can fail. The real-time scenario, each file will have huge volume of data. If any one of the job fails, any one of the load fails, again you need to you need to reload it. The classic example, I'll repeat this one again. Amshini, bear with me because I have non-IT background people are also there. Even they don't have the Excel background. Okay, I'll be a little bit in detail. I'll go over in detail. One second, this is not working. So I'm going to, so what will happen is, this is the scenario. For example, you have something like, let's this June file or April file have 10 million records in it. Or let's say at least 1 million record. Let's start with a simple example. And June also you have 1 million records are there. To load 1 million record, let's say it takes 2 hours. And then this one takes approximately 2 hours. The scenario is each load also tied up with SLE. You have something called SLE, service level agreement. Okay. And this job, this file needs to get loaded within 2 hours time, or on or before 2 hours, it should get loaded. The same is applicable for this file also. In case of any delay in loading this file within 2 hours time, there will be a penalty clause. Okay, so it will affect your business because the end users cannot access this data. Okay, so it leads to some kind of frustration, and your customer may feel very bad about it. Okay, so what you do is make sure that the data gets loaded on or before 2 hours from each file. Okay, so for that, what you do is, okay, if you opt this option, combine and load, if it combines these two files upfront, right? In case, for example, in this case, right, just before 5 minutes before 2 hours, if the job fails, if the load fails, what is going to happen? Just because I have few records, let's 100 records, I have some error in it. This in this file, right? From this file, the data are being loaded into your Power BI desktop. Just 5 minutes before completion of the load, it got failed. That means 1 hour 55 minutes it took, and at the end of it, it got failed. The entire data was not loaded. Again, you need to reload it. Reloading will take another 2 hours. But before reloading it, you need to make sure that whatever the records got rejected, or whatever the records that caused the problem, you need to fix it and then reload it. So end of the day, you're going to miss the SLA. When you reload it again, and again it requires another 2 hours. So what we do is first simply load the data. Okay, simply load the data here. In case of any issues while loading data, it automatically rejects the records, right? In any error or something, that it rejects it. Okay, so we will, what we do is, even if there are some rejection, we will simply load it. Let's say 100 records only got rejected, remaining records got loaded. Okay, loading the 100 records again will not take much time. Instead of loading the 1 million record again, it's not the wise thing. Instead, loading the 100 records which got rejected, right? So this will not take much time. This time, so this way you can make sure that somehow you are sticking to the SLE. Okay, within 2 hours you are able to load it. So this is the idea here. So what we are, other advantage of the folder connectors, as I said, you don't have to load each and every file manually. And the prerequisite for this one is, you are not supposed to have the mix of different file types. You cannot mix XLS file with JSON files or XML files or any other file type. If you want to combine multiple files into a single file using the folder connector, make sure that you have similar file types are available. Okay. In case what will happen is in this folder, you have the mix of XML, JSON files. What you can do is you can click on the transform data and then you filter those files that are not having the extension of .xls. You can filter it out. Okay. And then you can combine only the XLS files. Or supposing you have .csv file, so make sure that all the files which you are going to use it in the folder connector of .csv file extends as in it. Okay. If you have the mix of CSV file and Excel, it will not work. This is the prerequisite. You need to make sure that. So, all right. So, and now what I do is instead of using combine and load upfront, right? So what I do is I just click on load. First, we load the data and then we'll do the combine. Two rows loaded. Okay, fine. Only the metadata got loaded here. Look here. This is not the actual files. This is not april.xls. This is not june.xls. Fine. On the left side, you have the data view. Click on it. It takes some time. Look here. So you might be wondering the data view supposed to show each and every Excel June and April.xl files data here. But when it comes to folder connector, it will not show the data as it is. Instead, it will show the metadata. What do you mean by metadata? Data about data. Okay. What do you mean by data about data? So here, the April, these are the file name. Okay. It gives the, the detailed information about this file itself. So what time the file got created, what time the data accessed, what date these files got created. This is kind of a metadata. It gives additional information about your files. That's all. Okay, now our job is we need to combine the data from these two files. For that, I just click on the transform data. Here I'm going to click on the transform data. This will take me to Power Query Editor. Here what I do is, here I can see all the same thing. Whatever we have seen it in the data view, the same thing we are seeing it in the transform data. This is our Power Query Editor. Okay. Here what I do is I just select the first two columns and right click on it, remove other column. This is a beautiful feature. Okay. We don't have to select manually. Let's say you have 100 columns, you want to remove 100 columns. You don't have to select manually each and every columns. Okay. Instead, you select whatever the column that you needed, right click on it. You'll find the context menu. And if you click on the remove other columns, the rest of the columns, those columns that are not helpful to you, you can remove it. Even this column is not required, just for our reference purpose, I'm going to keep it here. And if you notice here, you will find this icon, right? So if you click on this, if you keep the cursor over here, if you hover the cursor here, you'll see that this is, you will find something like combine option. It is not getting displayed. 1 second. This is your combine. Okay. When you click on this, you will see these two find binary, right? If you click on this, the April and June file will get combined together. Look here, even with this list number 36 records, right? It takes a lot of time. In the real-time scenario, it will take more time. But once you set up this, it automatically picks up everything. Look here, now we can see the parameter 1 and parameter 2. So this is your data preview window. Before combining the data from these two files, April and June, it will show you the preview of the data. What data is there? It gives you the eye level data. It's not showing the entire data. If you click on the sheet 1, this file, what are the things are there? You can see it here. The first file. Look here. Here you can see something in first file. and I just click on the parameter 1, 2 here, and here I right click on it. You have some option called transform data. This is a little bit different, rather than look here, you just click on select this one OK and select this one OK. What I do is I will click over the parameter 1, 2, right click on it and transform data. If you want to combine the Excel files, wherein each file have more than one sheet, this is the step that you need to follow it. Look here, we can see that table, sheet 1, sheet 1, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 1, sheet 2. So what is this? What are this? You can see that in each file, we have two files, april.xls, june.xls. In each file, we have data are available in two sheets, sheet 1 and 2, sheet 2, right? And the next thing is what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it one more time here. This icon. This one will do the final the consolidation. I'm going to unselect this option. Look here, I'm going to unselect this option. If I don't unselect it, what will happen is each and every column, supposing you have ordered a date column is there. So each, column names, the default column names will be prefixed with the table column, order date dot column 2, row dot id dot column 1. We don't want these columns to be prefixed with the original column name. Hence, I unselected it. And I'm going to hit OK button now. Look here, all the data got combined now. 4 sheets got combined now. Okay. So now the thing is, this is for our verification purpose. We have used it. We left it as it is. Okay. Sheet 1 and sheet 2. Okay. But don't panic. I just see only sheet 1 and sheet 2. But I have two Excel files. What it says is sheet 1 from both the Excel files and sheet 2 from both the Excel files. Data are shown here. Okay. Hence, it is not duplicating this one in this case. Okay. Anyhow, I don't need this column any longer. I'm going to remove it just for my verification purpose. I kept this column. Okay. I left that data. So I just removed it. All I need is this data. Okay. And if you see here, we don't see the proper column name. The column names are not showing the business column name. Okay. But the business column names are available in the column header here. If you see here, this is your actual column name, but the column names are available in your row. Okay. As part of the data itself, it is available. We need to push this row to this place. Okay. Order ID should go here and row ID should go there. Okay. So how do I do that? So you need to select the ribbon, transform ribbon. Here you will find use first row as it is. And you need to click on this and use first row as it is. So this is my first row and promote this as my headers. Okay. I just click on this once. Now it will get shifted from here to here. Look here, row.id order. So now we have each column have the correct column name here. Very good. On the right side, under the applied steps, it records each and every steps. Whatever. See, just now we promoted the headers, right? From the row to, we promoted to headers. So all the steps, whatever we carried out, it records it here in sequence. So now what I do is the next step is, yes, it got combined. All the two files, let's say 4 sheets got combined together. So now do I make sure that all the data got loaded successfully? Are there any rejection or something? Here on the left side, we don't see any error here. Okay, now you need to click on the count rows to check how many number of records got loaded. 75 records. Is this correct? 36 plus 36, how much? Each sheet have 18 records. How much? 18 plus 18, 36 into 2, 60, 72. But 75 it shows. 3 records in excess it shows. Why? Because each and every sheet we have the column header. You remember that. The column header is there. It appended the column header also from, see, first we have 4 sheet. If I have the column header for one sheet, that is enough. Okay, because if you combine all the 4 sheets into a single file, if you have one column header, that is enough. But how Power Query Editor will know, so whether it's a column header or not when you do the consolidation, when you combine all the files, it simply blindly it combines all the data, all the sheets data into a single thing. But all the sheets have, in the first row, if you see all the sheets, we have the column header, right? We want to remove it, otherwise it will cause problem. Okay, so now I'm done with this one, checking how many number of records got loaded. Next step is, okay, I don't need this one. I'm going to click on this cross here. Okay, I don't want to keep this as part of my transaction or the steps. I remove it. I want to see the data here. Fine. Next step is I just go and do some kind of data type change. Look here, each and every column next to that you can see ABC, which is nothing but the text data type. Actually, this is not a text data type. Okay, it's a decimal number data type. This is a whole number. Next to this, I just click on the ABC, and here I'm going to click on the whole number. Okay, and it is going to replace the current. This one's supposed to be, this is a quantitative column, right? So 1, 2, 3. It got converted as a whole number, integer data type. Similarly, discount is not the integer, but it is a decimal number. I'm going to click on decimal number. It got converted successfully without having any issues. Fine. The same way sales, but in the case of sales, I know very well you cannot directly go and click on decimal number here because it has some data issue here. Look here, if you scroll down a bit, you can see that along with the number, we have dollar got mixed, right? So since the dollar got mixed with the number, it got converted text data type. But in this case, there was no reason, somehow it got assigned to the text data type. In this case, since the dollar value was there next to the number value, it considered this one as a text data type. Just because of you have text data here, the entire value in this column got converted as a text data type. That is the reason why sales got considered text data type. Now what we need to do is we need to remove the dollar, and then we need to convert this a decimal number data type. But in the real time, we are lucky since this data is available just here itself, fine. But if you have 1 million records, 20 million records, it's very difficult to find out where the, what caused this column to get assigned with the text data type. Right? So that's where we will be spending a lot of time to find out. In this case, okay, in the first page itself, we can see that the dollar value was combined with the number, and this one got considered as a text data type by Power Query Editor, and it assign the text data for this one data type. Okay, now we cannot go ahead and click on this icon, and we cannot convert the decimal number. The problem is it will try to convert the text into number type. It will leads to some kind of error. So what we need to first remove the dollar, and then we need to convert the decimal number data type. So for that, what I do is I just keep the cursor over here, right click on it, and here what I do, replace values. I need to strip this dollar from here. Okay, dollar, and here replace with the simple Excel. We do it, isn't it? When you open Excel, if you want to find and replace, even Notepad, we do it. Find the value dollar in my, in this column, you find out wherever dollar is there, and then replace with nothing, which means empty string. Remember this. In the case of text data type, if you don't specify anything, it doesn't mean blank. It is an empty string. In this case, what will it will replace the dollar by empty string. Hence, the dollar will get removed here automatically. It got removed, and now you are good to go ahead with this one. But we have some what we will do is on the safe as a right click on it and replace values in case of any blank values are there. For example, the sales column, you don't have any value at all. But when you load the data in Power Query, in your Power BI, right? So Power Query assigns something called NEA. Wherever blank values are there, it will assign that blank values by NEA instead of leaving it blank as it is. So what we need to make sure that we are replacing NEA by 0. You might be asking this question, sir, I don't have any blank values here. Do I need to still, it is better. Okay, you do it that way. And now you are good to go ahead with converting it to decimal number. Look here, 1.2. It tells me this is a decimal number data type. And empty is negative is there, valid is negative. Okay, what is this? Something wrong here. Okay, we can still see some kind of error here. Okay, what I will do is I will, in case you get any error, right? So error 4% is there. And then what you do is you just look at, you click on this one. Okay, you undo this. Okay, whatever we did this, we just undo this. And let us go and check what other issues are there. So replace one. Look here, replace one. What we did, we replaced the NA by 0, right? Fine. And here, look here, the error was caused because you remember each and every sheet, we have the column header. April file got loaded and followed by that, see the first sheet, the entire data got loaded, including this row, first row. And then what it does, the sheet 2 data, right, from row 1 to 19, it blindly appended here. Look here, sales, profit column here. It includes, ideally, you should not include the column header from the next sheet onwards, right? But it is blindly adding this one. Because of this, it causes some error. Okay, so what is the way out? How can I overcome this? How can I remove this column header? Order date, ship date. So here the order date is there, here also order date, ship date. Blindly appended the data. So how can I overcome? So what logic can use it? Dynamically, what we will do is row ID, I just selected it here, one specific column. Here you have text filters. And if you keep the cursor over here, you can see the equals or does not equal. I'm going to select does not equal. In this column, if you find row.id again, the column name again, you skip it. How do I do that? You just go and select here row.id. In this data set, wherever you find row.id, that record you simply discard it. Okay, this is the logic I used it. I just tell you one more time. Listen carefully. Row here, the drop down, you just click on it, and then text filters equals. Instead of equals, okay, what I will do is here I just select the row.id. If you use equals row.id equals row.id, then it will include it. So what I do is I does not equal. In that case, what happens? You don't have to specify all the column name. If you specify one column name here, it simply skips the entire this row. This row is not required, right? So it skipped everything. Now, if you go and see your sales column, you will not see any error now. Because in the sales column, again, sales text was there. It was literally text. If you try to convert, it's something like your name is Sri. If you convert Sri to number, will it work? It will not, right? It will throw an error. You need to wait, it will take long. Look here now, the error went off and empty 0%. Excellent. Okay, and then what I do is I just go ahead and remove this row.id. This column is not required for my report. I don't want to keep so many columns. It will affect my report performance. I just removed it. Very good. So we did a good job. And okay, now I just go ahead and click on file and close and apply. So here what I'm going to choose this option. What it does is it closes the Power Query and at the same time, all these steps, whatever we carried out, all these steps will get applied on my data set or data model in my Power Query editor itself. Okay, all these steps will get. So that later point in time, supposing any new file comes to this folder, these steps will get applied to that new file also. So currently you have April and June data is there and May month data comes in here. What will happen is it will apply all the steps for the new file also. Supposing the new file also you have the wrong data type get assigned, it will perform all these steps before loading the data along with this one. You understood? Close and apply. Now it is loading the data. Whatever the data that we combine, that one you can see it in this data view. Okay, 70 rows got loaded. Earlier it was showing 75, wasn't it? The 3 records that have the column names got removed now. Very good. We did a good job. Next step is I just go to the report canvas. From the data view to report view. I got switched. I switched from here to here. Now I just click on the table visual. In this table visual, what I do is I just drag and just for my reference purpose. Okay, category and sales or the quantity column. I'll just put it here. But the sales column still has some issue. And I wonder why we are still having okay, we did not convert the decimal number, right? After we remove this, let me see if I do it, will that gets converted as a number type or are we getting any error? Yeah, it got converted as a number data type now. See, you remember after I excluded those column headers, I did not convert the sales column as a decimal number in the Power Query editor, right? I should have done this. I did not do that. That's why it was showing, it was not drawing the sigma notation along with the sales. If you don't see the sigma notation along with the quantitative column or a number column, right? Then it is text data type. Make sure that all the quantity, sales, these are the numeric column. Along with that, you should see the sigma. Okay, that means these columns are number data type. It got assigned with the correct data type. All right, enough theory. Look here, sum of quantity, sum of sales in each category. This is what we can see, 35,301. Now what I do is I just go back to my, so currently in the NC daily sales, what we did, we just specified this folder name. It automatically picked up these 2 files, and then it did the consolidation. Now what happens is, now your manager says, hey, I need you to include the May file also. I just copied the May file here and I just go to the NC sales. After including the May file, you tell me now the total sales and quantity. I just push this file, that's all. And in this file also, right, we have the column header. So this column header, since we have used does not equal row.id, that column header will get removed. Only the data will get appended in addition to the data what we already loaded here. So here we have April, June. In addition to that, the May data will also, only the data will get appended here because we have used the step, right? Does not equal row.id column does not equal row.id. So hence it'll go and check, oh, this column or row and remove the entire row for the column header in this file also, and then convert the sales column from the text to number type and quantity and discount also you assign with the correct data type. So all the steps will get applied to this newly pushed file here. In order for this file should also be appended here. Now all you need is just click on refresh. Again, you don't have to click on get data. You don't have to load it. You don't have that headache. Hit this refresh button. Whatever data that are available in my May file will also get combined with the previously loaded 2 months data here. Look here, the total got changed now. Successfully, it got appended along with the previously loaded 2 months data. Right now we can see the total got changed. Excellent, but we did not get any error. Very good. One second, let me just check whether the recording is going on. We'll continue. The recording is going on because all my effort should not get wasted. Okay, now the next step is we wanted to publish this report on cloud. Why should I publish it on cloud? So that people across the globe, they can access this report. If I don't publish it, what will happen? Only I can see the report in my laptop. Other options, I can share this file via email or WhatsApp or some other sources. Okay, but that is not the right way of doing it. If you have 200 files, it is you cannot send 200 files to 200 people. Okay, it takes time. Instead, what it is, you load all the files in a cloud, all the people from across the globe, right? So they can go and connect to your cloud, and then they can pick up the report files, whatever they wanted, and they can see what they wanted to see it. Okay, fine. So now what I do is I just hit this publish button. Look here. This one will help me to publish this file on cloud and save this one. I'm going to give some meaningful name, folder connector. With multiple sheets. When I hit this publish button, it was asking me to specify the file name. Now what I do is in the cloud, I have created the workspaces. I just go to the cloud and I'll show you. One second, here. This is my cloud. How do I connect to the cloud? app.powerbi.com. You don't worry about this. We will explain you later. This is what your Power BI cloud service. This is where we are going to publish this report from my local laptop to the cloud. I'm going to publish it. So on the left side of the cloud, right now I logged in with my credentials. Okay, fine. And here, if you see your workspaces is there. Okay, if you click on the workspace here, you can see multiple workspaces. These are the workspaces that I created in the past. Okay, and what I do is, for your sake, I'm going to click on the new workspace. This is nothing but folder. Okay, here I just say dev sales sandbox, the development folder for my sales subject area of sandbox. Okay, I just hit the save button. Just give some folder name. I have given this folder name. So now if I go here to my Power BI desktop, it will not be visible because just now I created it. You need to click on it one more time. Look here, the newly created folder, dev sales sandbox. It is visible here. So now it is asking us this report on cloud, in which folder it has to be published. Dev sales sandbox, you publish this report on that folder in cloud. Success, it got published on cloud under this dev sales sandbox. Look here, but the beauty here is I just hit this publish button here. It published this report, and also the data that are available as part of this file itself also got uploaded or published automatically. This we did not publish it explicitly. This is where the data gateway comes into picture. There is a software piece called, the data gateway. I will show you now here itself. You go to Google, download Power BI data gateway. Okay, you just click on this, and you can see this downloadable link. And this took me to the gateway here. And if you scroll down here, you'll find something like, okay, where is the downloads? Okay, Power BI desktop. You can just click on this Power BI desktop. Not, okay, so they changed it. It seems now, don't worry. I'll just show you here. So yeah, here it is there. If you scroll down here, download on-premise data gateway from official site. If you go here, and if you scroll down here, look here, on-premise data gateway, you just click on download. And here you have two options, gateway install.exe. Okay, you just download it and click on the exe file. It will install the gateway. Okay, gateway is kind of an agent. Okay, it is kind of an agent. It helps you to publish your report from your local laptop to cloud. Instead of saying local laptop, I'm going to use a new term, on premises. On premises, nothing but local server. From your local server to cloud, if you want to publish it, you need some agent. Okay, this is the agent is facilitating that one, right? To publishing a report from here to your cloud. So now we can see that. Okay, so after, now you might be asking this question. Okay, after installation, what is the next step? How do I make sure that data gateway is running? You just type data gateway next to the in the taskbar. Okay, and data gateway, you just type it. Look here, you need to leave space, data space gateway. And in my case, I got, you can see this icon. If this data gateway gets installed successfully, you will find this one. Okay. And if you open this one, you can see that it is running. It will show the status is running. It is, it's a no-brainer job. Okay. Simply download this, install it. Installation is pretty simple. Once you are done with the installation, make sure that it has been installed successfully. What you need to go to the taskbar and type data space gateway. You need to find this one and click on open. If you click on open, it will open that gateway. I'll just show you this one also. So once you install this one, this one will be up and running. With the help of this data gateway only, it can publish the report along with the data file on cloud. Okay. So now it is available here. What is the next step? Next step is, look here, this is my report file. How do I make sure that both the file names are same? How do I know which one is report? If you see the icon here, right, the column chart, that is nothing but your report. This is the gateway. Right, this is the report file. For the corresponding report file, this is the data file. So you can see this icon. This is nothing but data set. If you keep the cursor over here, you'll get to know which one is report. Look here, the data gateway is all set up. You will be also be seeing this one. And if you click on the service settings, restart the gateway, that means it's already running. Okay, I'm going to close this one. My gateway, this is how you can make sure that whether the gateway got installed successfully and if it is running or not. Okay, that part is over. Now here on cloud, this is my report file. What I do is I keep the cursor over here, right click on it, open link in new tab. Here you can see that report. You will be able to see the report here. See here, 52,952. Whatever the value you see it here, the same thing you can see it on cloud. This is my local laptop. This is your cloud. Okay, in the cloud also I can see that 432 and which is my local 432, 52,952. Yes, it is correctly there. Now the question is, fine. Next month, if any new files get pushed to the NC daily sales folder here, will that get reflected here? Okay. In the last session, we have seen, click on the file here. And okay. So what you do is you just select the folder which we dev sales and this is what we created it. One more time, I'm going to open that folder and click on the new here. You will find something called data flow. So data flow, when you click on this, it is nothing but your Power Query editor on your cloud. Cloud also, the Power Query editor is available. There you can use the folder connector option, transform, you can do it, but it was not working as expected. Instead, the simple way what we do is, we publish this report, whatever we developed in our local desktop, which is nothing but on premises, and then we published on cloud. Now what I do is I just go to this folder connector with multiple sheets. Here the data file, right? Next to that, you will find this icon, which is nothing but refresh now. You remember the moment when I pushed this me.xls file in this folder, in order for the Power BI desktop to consider this one also as part of this load, I clicked on refresh. After I clicked on this, the data that are available in this file also got combined with the previously loaded 2 months data. Right? So instead of clicking refresh here, you just go and click on the refresh here. Okay, if you push any file. But if I have hundreds of files are there, it is not the best way, right way of clicking on this one every now and then. Instead, what I do is I just click on the three dots here. Okay, this is what your ellipse. This is called your ellipse. I just click on this here, and here you will find something called settings. Here I'm going to schedule it. Hey, every day morning so and so time. If any new file comes to that folder, you go and refresh the data from that file. Okay, you pick up the data. If any new file, supposing if I push another file, whatever the data that are in that file will also get automatically whatever the time that you specified here. That time, this one will get kick off this one. Right? It will refresh this one. So supposing if I push October data here, Excel file, since you schedule it with so and so time, that specific time, that file will get refreshed, which means that file data will also get appended automatically on cloud. From the cloud, you are going to read the data that are available in laptop. That is possible because of data gateway. But still, how the Power BI cloud know that it has to go and read it from here, how it has to be automated. So for that, what we are going to do is we want to automate this one. Every time we cannot go and manually click on it. So now it is 8:22. I just enable this. By default, it is off. I'm going to enable this on, and you will find something like this. Okay, you will personal gateway and standard gateway. Always use standard gateway. Remember this. In the interview, they'll ask you standard gateway. The standard gateway is the best way of the enterprises. They use this one only. So now what I do is I'm going to create a connection here. Sales fact something is there, and this is personal gateway. I don't want to use it. I want to use this one here. The next to this wheel icon, you will see the drop down. You just click on it, or click on the settings here. The wheel icon. When you click on the wheel icon, you will find something like, look here. It will open something like that. Give some meaningful name. Okay, sales data. So I give some meaningful name. Okay, sales data incremental load. Wait. Not this one. Discord changes. I just go back here. Settings. Next to the data set, you need to click on the settings, and then gateway connection. Here, I just selected this one. Okay, look here. NC daily sales. Already I clicked this. I just show you NC daily sales. Let me just do here. Data sources, and here instead what I do is it should ask the folder name on premises virtual network gateways. I'm going to enable this one. Let's see what happens. NC sales. If I click on it here, you will find settings. You will find this one somewhere here. Look here, on premises NC. This is the one already I said this one. Okay. And here I just specified the name of the data source name and the file type. The data source type is file, and then full path, right? So this is the file, and then the windows, and these are things, right? So the authentication method. Select Windows, and your Windows username and password you need to specify it. That's all. Okay, this is how you can create this one. I already created this one. Okay, what I will do is, yeah, you can click on this one also here. Okay, you can click on settings. The other option is you can click on settings here. Okay, I'll just show you one more time. Even experienced people, right, will get confused because you are a developer. You never do this. Is basically an administrator job. Click on the data gateway connection, and here I'm going to click on the settings here. look here, you need to click on the new here. Okay, first step, what I did, I just I'll repeat once again. Okay, so this is what our folder, development folder, and here we have the report file and then data file. Next to that, 3 dots, click on it, settings, and then in this page, if you scroll down, gateway connection, and here the second one, the wheel icon, click on this one, settings, and then here you need to click on the new. Okay, you need to click on the new. Here, look at on premises, gateway cluster name, sales fact, incremental load for our morning batch, right? I just say some meaningful name, morning batch. You are not supposed to give this kind of name. Okay, in the real time, you need to give some meaningful name, sales fact, incremental load, something like that. The department D, everything, and but still it shows this one. It is not showing the Discord changes. Let me do one thing. I'm going to click on this settings again. You need to select data sources, click on new. Yeah, you need to select data sources and click on new. Now only it shows the correct thing here. Sales fact incremental load. So what I do is morning batch. This is for our reference. Okay, data source name. Can give some name. Incremental load for sales data. Then the data source type, you just click on this one. And it is a folder. We know that it is a folder row, right? It's a folder connector. Okay, I'm going to select folder. And then here, what is the folder name? In my laptop, I have something called NC sales, right? I just go here. Sorry, NC daily sales. I just copy this and I paste it here. The authentication method is Windows. Yes, correct. So what we are saying is, hey, go to this folder. This is available in a specific Windows system. So to access this Windows, see in this Windows operating system, this is the folder is available. To access this folder, what you need to do is you need to use the username, and this is the username and password to access the Windows from the cloud. Okay. Once you access it with these credentials, you will have an access to this folder. Okay, you give some meaningful name for this one. Okay, and I'm going to click on create. You don't have to see here. We mentioned about the server name, which is nothing but my laptop name followed by this. Welcome. This is my username, and password is something here. In my case, it is admin. Okay, fine. You need to tell this the system name, username, and password. You need to use this one. Okay, and then I'm going to click on create. Here, I gave this one, right? Morning, something like that. Okay, I just click on create. Now my connection setting is ready. My connect string, we call this a connect string. Okay, now I'm going to click on close, and I'm going to click on I'm going to click on this thing again. Here, I just go back to settings. Here, what I do is now, and if you look here, if you click on this, you don't have to do anything. Look here, the folder path is this one. Maps to, you need to map it to our incremental load data for sales data, right? You need to select this one. If you keep it is not showing the entire name. Morning we gave, right? Anyhow, let it be there. This is the one we created a while back. You remember? So now I'm going to apply this. What we are saying is, hey, use this standard gateway. So for this is the folder name. In order to access this folder, use this connection string. In this connection string, we specified in which server, in which username and password you can access this folder. That detail we mentioned it here. Now I apply this, there are no error. And the next one is I'm going to schedule it. Where is the scheduler? Schedule refresh. I'm going to on. Okay, daily, every day. Another time, every day in this time zone. So now it is 8:30. My God. So we missed this 8:30 a.m. Okay, no, okay, what we'll do is now every half an hour only you can do it. So 9 a.m. we will do it, okay? And I'm going to apply it. So what we have configured here was every day morning by 9 a.m. If you find any new file here, you refresh it. In that case, you include the new file. You combine the new file data also along with the previously loaded data. Full stop. That's all. Now what we need to do is, I'm going to push a new file to this folder. Sorry, 9 a.m., right? So I'll just, it is not 9:30. It's 9 a.m., correct. Okay, good. So the next step is, I'm going to this folder and I'm going to push a new file here. Pep.csv. Okay, this file is not there. I just copy this file. Now I put new file here. So in addition to the previously loaded 3 months data, this data should get also appended there. Sorry, this is a CSV file. Now I need to save it as Excel file. Save as, browse. Make sure that you are putting the correct file there. Instead, I just say the older version of this, and the version also XLS. I saved it as an XLS file there. Here, the feb.csv file is not required. If you keep this one, it will try to include the CSV file also, and it causes problem because you are mixing the different file type. Along with Excel, you are trying to include CSV, it will throw an error. Okay, what we do is we will delete this file. All Excel file only is there. Only then it will work. So now I included a new file. This one has a lot of data in it. Look here, size is 134, and make sure that structure is also same in case of any structural problem. Let's say here you have 26 columns, you have 26 columns, yeah, everything is there, good. 26 columns are written, all the columns are there. 26, I know very well. I don't have to calculate again. So 26 columns are there. The column header is there. Everything is fine. I'm just going to close this one. Now, in addition to the previously loaded 3 months data, this file data should get also uploaded and refreshed here automatically. This has to be done by 9 a.m. We will have to wait another half an hour to see the refresh. How do I test whether it is working correctly? Where is our report here? So this is my report. One second. Here I just go here. This is the report. So after including the February data with this one, the total and should change. Sum of quantity should be more, sales should also be more. And what we'll do is by 2 a.m. I'm going to click on this. So see, if I refresh it now, it will not get refreshed immediately because by 9 a.m. only the newly pushed file feb.csv will get combined with this one. That is the one we automated it. What happens is it goes and click the refresh automatically behind the scene. When it clicks the refresh, what will happen is this file will get combined with the previously loaded file. That is all. So that for that, what was 9:05 a.m. or so, I just go and click on this refresh button. That is available in my report page also. Click on this, it will show the 4 months data here. Currently 3 months data only it shows. And if you click on this, if you refresh this page, you will find the 4 months data sales here. So what the refresh we did, at the data level, we refreshed it. Okay. But to see that effect, if you refresh it, you can see this one here. Okay. This is pretty much about loading multiple Excel files using the folder connector. That to each Excel file have more than one sheet. How we can do it? How we can schedule it on cloud also to check whether the data got refreshed automatically or not. We schedule it on cloud also, right? To the data refresh. Probably we'll wait and watch, how it gets, in today's session, we'll wait another half an hour and to see this one, okay? This one should increase after half an hour, 9 AM, it should get increased and it is working. I tested it already. So this is but don't try it out on Power BI Cloud folder option. But it is, it's a roundabout way of doing it. Again, it is not working as expected, okay? Better you can publish the report on cloud and then you try it out. So now then the question is, sir, the files, in this case, the files are available in my on-premises server, which is nothing but my local laptop. Let's assume that all these files are already available in cloud. So in that case, do I need to have the data gateway run? Then no need. If the data is already available on your cloud here, then you don't have to have the data gateway run here. It is simply, it'll happen this one. You don't need the data gateway to run here. Okay, fine, you got it. So with this, I'm going to wrap up this one. Okay, with which one? This topic.